on Community Cooking. We have guest Vandana Sheth back in our kitchen. Today we're making one of the most important meals of the day with a savory porridge with farina and veggies, and also Cardamom Infused fruit salad. We're cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community, so grab a chair and relax. We have another great meal for you. This is your Community Cooking. Hi, and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm your host, Maria Prekachis, and I'm always excited to have this lady that I actually get to call friend with us, Vandana Sheth.
Thank you, Maria.
It's been years, and I finally got your name right.
You did.
I love it. Thanks for being here. You are a registered dietitian.
Yes.
Plus, there's more.
I'm a certified diabetes educator, and I'm a recent cookbook author.
I love it. I mean, if there's something to do and it's healthy and, of course, tasty, you do it. And today I looked at the menu and I went, Farina? We had that with veggies? Are you kidding me? But I'm like, oh, it's Vandana. It will be great.
Awesome. Well, when we think about food and breakfast, often in this country, we think about sweet cereal and milk. Nothing wrong with that, but I want to take us in a different direction with savory breakfast options. And farina is actually something that we can find in regular grocery stores. It's just wheat that's broken down, and you can find certain brands that have added vitamins and minerals like calcium and iron. So that's a good thing. And making it savory with vegetables and some spices, it's going to be delicious.
See, and I like savory. We actually, being Greek, use farina in a couple of our custard-like desserts, and it's so yummy. So I'm like, okay, I'm going with it because it's you.
Good.
First, though, before we get to this, you really help people get a good relationship with food in this country, even the world. You know, you're either in poverty and starving or you're obese. In this country, we're very blessed with a lot of things. But, you know, fast food is so easy, and it's not good for us.
Right. And, you know, it's truly about the healthy relationship with food, and you can't get away from food. Food is fuel, but it's so much more than that. It's about our relationship as far as the dynamic. Where are you eating? How fast are you eating? Who are you eating with? What's the timeline that you have to put these meals together? There's so many factors that go into eating right. But often what I work with my clients is that eating right doesn't have to be boring. It can be fun, it can be tasty and quick.
And I was going to say quick and easy, and it's always colorful with you. And you said, you know, how you eat. They always say, don't eat in front of the TV. Well, if I'm home alone, it's, you know, and you shovel it in, and you really help people, it seems like, just experience the meal, like my Greek ancestors and your ancestors. They experience the meal.
It's so true. It's all about just sitting down and savoring the spices and flavors and having that conversation. Even if you're by yourself, sit down at the table, set yourself a nice placemat. Sit down and eat. Enjoy it.
And I have done that before. If my boyfriend's not over, I sit at the bar and I put a placemat, and either there's a glass of wine, I'll admit, or a glass of water. But, you know, it's just the balance of everything there. And it feels pretty, and you feel, you know, you sit up straight and you digest better and you go slower.
Exactly. You're more satisfied.
It's true. So this farina with veggies, tell me about the ingredients first, then we'll get started.
Sure. So we have some canola oil. You could use any oil that you'd like. I'm using canola oil. There's some cumin seeds, some ginger, minced ginger.
I love ginger.
Me too. And I have some onion that I'm going to chop up. Have the farina, have some colorful vegetables here, and we're going to finish it off with some lime and cilantro.
I love it. Love it, love it. Cilantro, I like it. It's a love-hate relationship with a lot of people, but I like it.
True. And cilantro, it's interesting. There's something in our taste buds where some people actually, they just can't handle it. It tastes soapy to them.
I know, I've heard that before. I'm like, it does not taste soapy to me, so we're excited. And so how do we get started?
So I have this pan starting to warm up. So first thing we're going to do is make sure it's ready.
And are these cashews?
Those are roasted, roasted and chopped cashews. And we're going to add that extra. I know you like some crunch.
I always have to taste test everything, you know.
And so while we're waiting for that, I'm just going to add this oil in. And it's about a tablespoon worth.
Okay. And then you'll do your onion in that first while that warms up?
And so while that warms up, good idea. So let's do that.
And I love too because she cuts all the onions. I cry. I may cry just right here standing next to you, you know, tears of joy too, but I am not good. When I used to live in a ski town, people would wear goggles, I always say, in the restaurants to prep. It was the funniest thing. But now they sell, you know,
They
eye
do.
goggles for onions. I'm like, no, just wear your old ski goggles. Much easier.
And so you can dice it as fine as you want. I'm just doing a rough chop, but really it's up to you. You could even leave it as long slivers.
I like it chopped a little bit, so
Right.
thank you.
So I'm just getting like a little.
And just a yellow onion.
Just a yellow onion. You could use the purple onions. You could use white onions. It doesn't matter.
The sweet, I grew up in Washington State where they had the Walla Walla sweets,
Oh,
which
those
are
are
most of them.
good.
They're yummy,
Those are good.
for sure. And look at how it's not your first time using that knife.
This one now.
So how did you get into your career?
So I grew up in India, and food was a big part of my culture and heritage. And I was a dancer. I still am a dancer. And I recognized that the food I put in affected how I performed. And my mom was a phenomenal cook, and so I learned a lot about my flavor profile and things like that, the combinations from her. And that's how I got into food and nutrition. And it was amazing to find a field where I could enjoy doing it and actually help people have that healthy relationship with food and enjoy delicious food and get paid for it.
Well, they say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
I so agree. And so I just added my cumin seeds.
Okay.
And
it's cumin, not cumin.
Exactly, it's cumin.
Cumin, I trust her. And you put the seeds in.
I put the seeds in. It's still not sizzling. I'm waiting for it to have that little sizzle sound.
Okay. We'll turn it up, but good and hot.
I can smell it though.
Oh yeah, I love cumin. Cumin is yummy. I put it a lot in black or pinto beans, whether you're making, Mexican food or not. I use beans a lot, and I love cumin in there. But I don't use the seeds. I use the ground.
So a simple trick is if you like the ground cumin, if you buy raw cumin seeds like this and roast it, dry roast it, and crush it, there's a much deeper profile. It gives you more umami.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's not very hard to do. That I could do. I like things very easy in the kitchen, don't you know?
This
That's
is
why
going
we
to
have
be
you
easy. Okay, so now we're just going to add our onions in.
And remember, this is a breakfast meal, everyone. Breakfast.
It is, and you can make this for maybe like a weekend brunch. So that works. Or you could make a big batch and enjoy it for a few different days.
I actually like savory for breakfast. I was never a big cereal fan, but the savory and the sweet with the farina.
And so traditionally, this is actually called Upma in the south of India, where I grew up.
Say that again.
It's called Upma, U-P-M-A.
Upma? Oh, no, that's Greek. Upma. Okay.
And so this version that I'm making is called vegetable upma, and it was traditionally for breakfast. But sometimes this works as a nice light meal. On an evening, if I get home late and I just want to put something together, it's perfect. And you add some extra nuts, you get some protein.
Yeah.
It works.
I love it.
So we're just going to let this saute a little bit so it cooks down.
Oh, it smells so good.
It does.
Now, and you get to cut the onion, and then does the pepper go in here? Or is that
Right.
jalapeno?
So a trick about jalapenos or any peppers that you have, if you don't like it spicy, just get rid of the seeds and the skin in the middle.
Oh, okay, and the skin, not just the seed.
Yeah, so like all these segments right here.
Yeah.
So I think you like spicy.
I do like
but-
spicy.
So I'm
but-
going to leave one half on.
Okay.
And I'm going to take one half off.
You're so good to me. I love it.
So I don't have everyone crying.
I know, I was saying then, onions, especially though with jalapenos, don't touch your eyes after anything.
Yes,
Someone
especially.
Someone once told me I fed my cat right after, and the poor thing was,
gosh.
I was like, oh my, that's not good.
No. Okay, so we got half a pepper, and we're just going to save half.
Okay. And half the seeds, because
And
I
half the
like it a
seeds.
little spicy. Oh, that's cooking up nicely. Yeah, sometimes raw jalapenos, not quite. Like raw onions, I can't do. I'm not a very good Greek person because I can't do raw onions. Where I had a nephew that right after he went on to solid food, he'd just eat a raw onion. I'm like,
Really?
you're two. What are you doing?
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. And to this day, he loves onions.
I smell
It's
that.
funny. Oh, it smells so good.
So now we're going to add our ginger.
What is the key? You get ginger, and it's in that blob, as I call it.
It is. And
How do you make it, chopped?
Sure. So there are a couple of different tricks. First of all, to peel ginger,
Yeah.
you could just wash it and use your knife or peeler, but a simpler trick is the back of your spoon or fork. Just use this and it peels right off.
Really?
Yeah, it's really easy. And then I like to buy ginger when it's fresh, and then, I just either use a mini grater, like a cheese grater, and grate it up, or you can put it in your mini food processor and crush it up, and you can have ginger paste. Yeah. Or now at the grocery stores in the refrigerated or frozen section, right?
I buy the ginger paste because I've cut myself too many times because I'm not as skilled as you. But if you go slow, that's my new thing. Go slow and steady.
Take your time.
Yes.
Okay, so you can smell the ginger. Oh. Next thing we're going to add is some carrots and peas. And I already shredded these. You can buy them shredded, you can buy them chopped, or you can just do it yourself.
Isn't it nice? So many people do all of this for you.
Convenient, right?
I love it.
And so I'm adding that in, and then I'm adding my green peas in.
And you can do frozen peas and drain them?
Exactly. And that's exactly what I did here.
Now, frozen vegetables, out of all the frozen foods, they still retain their vitamins and minerals, correct?
They do. And actually, some of them are even more nutritious because they're packed and picked and packed right away. So all the nutrients are sealed in.
Yeah. Like a lot of people say frozen fish, and I go, well, I've always heard a lot of times they catch it and flash freeze it right on the boat.
Exactly. So it's actually really good.
Yeah.
Next thing I'm going to do is add some water. And a good ratio, because we want it like a porridge, is 1 cup to about 4 cups water.
Oh, okay, 1 to 4. So many things are 1 to 2, so 1 to 4.
So this one is a little bit more.
Okay. That's after we sauteed our veggies a little.
Exactly. And then we're going to add our salt.
And what kind of salt do you like to cook with? There are so many types these days. One has minerals, one does. I mean, I'm confused.
It's really sodium. It doesn't matter. Just get the kind that you like.
Well, I found I have a salt grinder now, and man, 1 twist of that is plenty.
Right. And if you buy the flakes, have you seen those?
I have seen those.
Right. Because they're a bigger size, you can actually taste the salt a little more, and so you may not need as much. Kind of like the grinder.
Yeah, the grinder the other day, I put it on some eggs, and I went click, click, and I went, oh, whoops. Yeah, that was kind of a lot.
And so now what we're going to do is just wait for this to heat up so the water bubbles up. And as soon as that's done, we're going to add our farina and cook it up for a minute or 2, and we're done.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So let's talk more. I mean, I have some family friends, and, they're like, oh, it's so hard to do this, and they've tried every diet in the book. I mean, how do you take someone like that, or even someone like me that eats fairly healthy and enhance, you could take someone like me and enhance what I do, or someone that, and it's not always about weight. Like you said, you felt better as a dancer. Mm-hmm. There's so many things now it seems like we can do to help arthritis and help diseases out there.
It's all about enjoying food as close to nature as possible, taking the time to savor your meals, taking the time to get the foods that fit the plate. So you want to enjoy your food in a variety. So enjoy lots of colorful fruits and vegetables. Have some protein, your choice. If you can go more plant-based, go for beans, lentils, tofu. Or if you're going to have chicken or meat or eggs or fish, that's okay. But just try to keep the portions right, about 3 to 4 ounces. That's about the size of your palm.
They always say a deck of cards, and that's like the palm of your hand, which sometimes I'm like, wow, that's it?
Right. And so that's a reasonable portion. Yeah. And then have some carbs. Often we get away from carbs, and we do need carbs. Go for whole grain. Go for breads that are whole grain, high fiber, or enjoy barley, or enjoy some other grains that you haven't tried out. And that variety is the key.
Well, and I think that carbs are, there's so many no carb diets at all. And I'm just like, to me, and, a lot of people may disagree with me, it is that balance. And you always hear, you'll watch a TV show and they're like, oh, I had to lose so much weight. If I see chicken, broccoli, and rice, brown rice one more time, I'm going to go crazy. And it's like, they still do carbs when they're trying to get fit and in shape for movies even.
True. It's all about getting the right fit of nutrients for you. And it's a very unique science. It's evolving. And so a registered dietitian can be a wonderful resource. So if anyone in your family or anyone is interested, I highly recommend having a consultation with a dietitian, because then they can customize things for you.
Yeah. And even, like I said, I pretty darn healthy, but, I try to give up the raw sugars, the sweets. But every now and then, I think if you totally deprive yourself, a lot of people just go forget it and binge.
Absolutely. It's like a halo feature. When something is taken away, we're almost wired to want it more.
Like, wait, I can't eat that.
Right.
I mean, and I've tried a lot of diets, I will say, but it's finally when I just said, okay. And luckily, I love fruits and vegetables.
Awesome.
I'll pile my plate.
That's awesome.
And we were talking before the show, my new favorite is the raspberry balsamic, because that's my dressing. I know you need a little bit of oil in your diet, but I'm
You
like,
do.
that's all I need.
Yeah, and any kind of vinegar, like fruit-flavored seasoned vinegars, make food so much more palatable.
Oh yeah, I was like, my boyfriend loves it, and he usually does the big creamy dressing. But okay, so that's
Okay,
boiling.
so the water is boiling, and all I'm going to do is just pour this in, and as you pour it, you want to do it gently so that you don't create any lumps if possible.
I had some lumpy farina growing up, I will say. God bless my mother.
Oops. So maybe I'm going to have you actually come hold on to the pan.
Come hold it real quick.
And
Look at that. Our spinning pan. It looks good, and you always, a lot of color in your dishes, which I love.
thank
I'll
you.
swap you.
There you go, and that's it. We're just going to let this cook again for another, and try to cover it right away. You don't want to get burned by any splatters.
It is boiling.
I'm going to turn this down just a tad and wait a minute or two.
Well, and when we come back, you're making a little twist on a fruit salad.
I am. I'm going to add some exotic spices to it.
And it's cardamom. M-O-M, not cardamom.
Yes.
It's mom, not men. All right, well, don't go anywhere. Lots more when we get back. You're watching Community Cooking.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. If you're just tuning in, I'm your host, Maria Prekajis, and I love having our guest, Vandana Sheth, with us. I just like to say your name. It's kind of sexy, I have to say. Vandana Sheth.
Thank you.
Registered dietitian. You work with people with food and meals, and vegetarian today.
Yes.
We just made a savory porridge. I can't wait to taste it because I'm like, what? And now we're going to do a cardamom.
We're going to do a cardamom infused fruit salad.
I'm like, cardamom? What? Now, is this the cardamom?
So these are the green cardamom pods. This is how
Okay.
it comes, and all you need to do is smash that, and there are little black seeds inside.
Oh, and is this just pepper next
And
to it?
that's actually the crushed up
Oh.
cardamom. And so this
It
is
doesn't
how
have too much of a scent.
this
Oh,
is
look
how
at
the
that,
cardamom
though.
seeds look, and when you crush it up, it looks like that.
Well, it will be cardamom infused. And then fruit. Let's talk fruit.
Yes.
A lot of people are like, oh, they're carbohydrates, it's sugar. I go, well, it's better than eating a candy bar.
It is, and you get so much more than just the carbohydrate bump of sugar. You're getting fiber, you're getting antioxidants, you're getting vitamins and minerals, heart protective for cancer. So great stuff.
Yeah, well, I believe you because you have all the, titles by your name. All right, so any type of fruit, or what kind
You
do you
can
like?
use any type, and so I tried to pick things from the farmers market that are in season, and mango is actually the national fruit of India.
Oh,
And
is it real? Oh, I need to move to India. I love mango.
Thank you, and there are so many varieties of mangoes available there, so I wanted to throw in some mangoes in there. So all you do is just pick the fruit you want, chop it, prep it the way you like it, and toss it in a bowl, and I'll show you how to do that.
All right, perfect.
So I'm going to
I
have
get the easy banana,
I
please.
am giving you this. So just peel it, and you can chop it into wheels, like circles
Okay,
or little
how do you
pieces.
peel it? This way? I always do this now.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
It's so much easier. I don't know, about 2 years ago, I picked up that habit. Don't ask me. I think I was tired of a smushy top.
That's a good tip. I've never tried it from the other end.
Oh, isn't that fun? I know. People are like, what? So peeling apples, why do we not like
So,
the skin?
I like the skin, but I'm going to do it this way just because I want to show off all the different colors.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm going
Gotcha.
to leave half the peel on and half off.
Oh, interesting. And any type of apple? I love
Any
green
type.
apples. I
Yeah.
like Fuji, but there's so many brands and
There
varieties.
are. And so just any kind that you like. And so I just picked the one that was the right size because some of the fruit that's available in the market is so huge.
Well, that's another thing. You were talking about size and servings. I mean, an apple this size, I would assume would be one serving because some are huge.
They are. Like some of them I almost think can be, satisfying for 2 or 3 people.
Yeah,
rather
almost
than one.
definitely.
And
And
so,
I
excuse
do
me.
have an apple.
Oh,
where
like
you-
one of those slicers?
Yeah, one of those slicers just go
Yes.
bam, and the whole thing just falls apart.
I used
I'm
to.
lazy in the kitchen.
It's actually not lazy. You're using tools that are available, so that's good. I used to have one of those, but I went a little hard on a tough piece of fruit and
Those muscles
broke
you
it.
I know, I'm all about the gadgets in the kitchen. I buy them. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. But sometimes it's just as easy just to
And
cut
so
it up.
if you want to just put that in
Okay,
there.
my wheel's a banana. Oops,
Yep.
we lost one.
And
I do like bananas.
you want to toss the berries in. We have
Sure.
blueberries, raspberries.
Quality control. Blueberries and raspberries are so good for you.
They are. And raspberries, actually, interestingly, are one of the higher fiber fruits.
Are they really?
Yeah,
I
they
don't
have
know if I
about 8
realized that.
grams fiber per cup.
You know what I found that has potassium, but it's talk about all sugar in a fruit, are dates.
Oh, dates are fantastic.
I mean, one a day. Again, you shouldn't eat like 12 of them in a sitting because it's a lot of sugar. Or maybe you should. But I love dates.
I do too. They taste great as a snack. They taste great as an addition to a smoothie. And if you cut it open and add some cheese to it, it's a nice mix of sweet and salty.
I never thought that because when we were little and went to Greece to see our relatives, they would take dried figs or not dried figs and put walnuts inside.
Huh.
But the dates with the cheese?
Try it. Try it
Yeah,
with
you said
some
in a
goat
smoothie.
cheese.
I was in Palm Springs with my sister a while back, and we took a tour because she wanted to see all the homes and stuff. And we stopped, and they made date shakes. Okay, not so good for you. But I don't even like ice cream. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Was it that decadent?
Oh, so good. I drank half, and sometimes I just have to throw it away and waste it, or I would drink the whole thing. But a date shake, this little backyard hole in the wall on our tour, and let me tell you, it was delicious. So yeah, dates are my new thing because I didn't realize they had so much potassium.
They are really good for you.
I know. I have one or two a day.
That's good. Okay, so we got our mango, we got apples, we got blueberries, raspberries, and orange. Do we want to put some orange or not?
We can, up to you. We have time. Let's throw in some orange.
Okay.
And you've cut it right.
And so this is a Cara orange. So what's interesting is it's red, pinkish inside,
Yeah.
but it's an orange. It's
love
not
it.
grapefruit.
So kind of like, what's a blood orange then? Because that's really deep red
That's
sometimes.
really, yeah. And that one actually has more of a stringent, bitter, slight bitter taste.
Oh, does it? Okay.
This one is really sweet.
And I love how you're cutting it, just right in half, because you peel your orange. But this is easy. Oh, even easier.
And so I'm just going to cut it into little pieces.
And that gives you a little juice too for
Exactly. So the whole thing blends together.
Yeah. That is a bright orange, isn't it?
You'll have to taste it. It's so sweet. The first time I got it from the farmer's market when my kids had it, they were for sure thinking I was going to fake them out with grapefruit. But it's
Oh no, that's yummy.
Isn't that good?
Very sweet. Ooh. And I like slivered almonds.
Right. So I just
Are they
threw
toasted?
that on. They are. They're roasted, unsalted, slivered almonds. And they add a little crunch. They add some nutrients, heart-healthy fats, a little bit of protein. So
Now, can you buy them like this, or do you have to?
you
okay.
can. Yep, that's how I bought them at the store.
She knows I don't like to, have my oven on too much and roast them myself. I'm traumatized from roasting sesame seeds for my mother for baklava when I was little because I always burned them. I forget they were there.
So you put sesame seeds in
My
your
mom,
baklava?
there's so many different recipes for baklava, and my mom puts toasted sesame seeds in it.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? I know.
I've never had sesame in my baklava.
I know. I'd like to try a pistachio one. Anything with nuts.
That sounds
I love.
good.
Oh, that orange smells so delicious.
Okay, so I'm just going to let you toss this out.
Okay.
And now for
Look
our,
at, talk about color.
isn't that pretty?
Gorgeous.
And if you wanted to, you could vary this up. You could actually add some herbs to it, like mint or basil or cilantro. You could also change this up and add some spices like red chili powder.
Oh, now you're talking my language.
Yeah, and cumin, like cumin.
The first time, that's funny you said that, I had mango with red chili powder was at the Greek Orthodox Festival downtown off the 10. I was like, what are we doing here, people? It's a Greek festival, and it was so delicious.
It really goes well.
A little bit of lime and chili powder.
Exactly. So all I did was put half a lime.
Okay, look at how you
Juiced up.
squeeze that. Turned it right inside out.
There we go. And so
I
let you
love
toss that.
it. I'm a good tosser. Not much of a cutter, but a good tosser.
What do you think? More lime, or are we good?
I don't know. Sure, I like a lot of lime.
Let's see. Maybe just a tad more.
So we're using cardamom. Cardamom. I'm just my mom. Cardamom. Are there health benefits to cardamom?
There are. First of all, it smells and tastes great.
Yeah.
And it does benefit you in terms of some nutrients. It has iron, it has manganese, it has some fiber. If you crush up the whole pod, you're getting fiber from the pod.
Really? Who knew?
Now we're just going to toss this in.
Oh, I'd eat the whole bean too, the whole pod.
So there's the cardamom.
Okay.
And we're going to finish it off with some roasted almonds.
What a great, I mean, so many times when you come in, I don't think about putting different ingredients together. And A, it's always good when you're here, but I love that we can learn, I can learn, and then share it with everyone too at home.
Thank you.
All right. Ooh, and that's it. Simple.
That's it. Easy.
All right. We're going to clean up and plate up because I'm dying to taste this. But the savory farina, okay, I know it's going to be good, but I'm still a little skeptical. We're going to do the taste testing when we get back. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Community Cooking.
Bring it. Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Okay, Mom wants us home. Okay, bye guys. You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one?
I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
That's it.
Welcome back to Community Cooking, my favorite part. Tasting. All right. I'm skeptical, but I know it's going to taste good. The savory porridge. Oh my gosh. Gosh, that is so good.
I am so glad
You
like
added
it.
some cashews.
I did.
And the spices in everything with the onions. Okay. That I would eat any time of the day.
That's awesome.
And let's try the Cardamom Infused salad. Again, the cardamom just adds a little something. It's kind of peppery, but not too peppery, and you wouldn't think that with fruit salad, but with the everything else you put in, I can eat vegetarian.
Awesome.
Speaking of Indian table, my Indian table, quick and easy vegetarian recipe. You have a cookbook.
I do.
That is so exciting, and I like it because it's a great size, but it's
Thank
packed.
you.
I looked through it with so many easy, fun recipes.
Thank you. That was the goal. Just like the cooking show here, my focus is to make food that's delicious, quick, and convenient.
I love it. Well, and remember, I really hope you try all this at home because it's delicious. Go get her cookbook. I'll give you a big plug. Thanks again for joining us, and I really hope you try all these recipes at home. They are delicious. On behalf of Vandana, myself, and the entire crew, thanks for watching. And remember, we really do have some of the best chefs right here in our own community. We'll see you next time on Community Cooking.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200, in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget, you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.